Hello and welcome to Chapter 223 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
I just finished a really good root beer float, so
Son of a bitch.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm doing good though.
Drinking
Yeah.
water.
Well, look, it's like 90 plus degrees here. It's like you step outside and you just start sweating before you even actually like get 2 feet out the door. So root beer float sounded good after finish watching Dead Boy Detectives, and I'm like, I got a little bit of time. I'm gonna go ahead and make that up real quick.
We had that yesterday. It
Did
was
you?
like it was super warm here, humidity.
It's been all week for
Allison,
us.
Allison was gone to work. It's been just gradually getting warmer here. Yesterday was the one like if everyone was miserable. The dog's been sick too, Joe, which is awful
Ooh,
because the
that's
dog
never
can't
good.
handle the heat. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not been
yeah.
fun. So I've been like having to take him down to the pond to let him jump in. Like he's a 90-pound dog, so he
Ooh.
gets really warm. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we've
it's
been our
frustrating.
walks that we take. It's been we've been like not cutting them short, but we definitely been like hurrying him on them. That way, our dog, because he's like a 40 pound little mutt. Um, that way he's not dying in the heat. So
I've had to cut him short. I've had to go from
yeah,
like over okay 2 miles, I guess I'll say roughly. I was thinking 3 kilometers, but yeah,
you can say 3 kilometers. Come on.
roughly 2 miles. And now I've cut it to just a couple streets because it's too warm. He just gets too warm, so
Yeah,
I just bring him down to the lake. So that's the
but how
good
you
thing.
doing though?
I'm doing well. Today's my day off.
Ooh,
Not so day off though.
well,
Did a lot of things, but did get to watch Dead Boy Detectives, and I did not get to watch the most recent episode of The Boys yet. So I
same.
am.
That's gonna be a.
There's probably going to be a tonight watch
Uh,
for me. Hopefully
I'll
while
watch
we're
that
at
at
it,
some point.
but I'm excited to see that because of what I've read just from a few tweets about how Homelander's performance in that episode. So
Interesting. Okay.
really excited to check that out. But we're not here to talk about any of that. We got some content, Joe. We got a couple
Yeah.
trailers. We got some news. Uh, we've got something that basically, I want to say, at least 35% proves Joe's joke wrong. But there's still at least 65% chance he could be right because there is still technically a chance. But we'll get to that when we
It's
get to the
always a
other news.
chance.
Joe, before we get into the trailers and stuff, let's get the network plugs out of the way. So we are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 7 shows in total. On Mondays, bi-weekly is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays is a Walk Through the Multiverse, where Joe is covering The Boys right now. I have not got a chance to listen to your episode yet. I know your friend from Comic Rundown
Yep.
join you.
Chuck,
Talk a little bit more about that, Joe.
kind of sort of the last minute, I asked my friend Chuck if he wanted to join, and he was all for it. And we actually had a really good episode. That was a really good discussion with him. We just kind of, I'm not really saying the bare bones of the episodes, but like we just went over the highlights and what we liked and didn't like about it. So it's uh hour and a half long, roughly,
Ooh,
covering all
nice.
3 episodes. So yeah, go check that one out. It's really fun discussion.
And again, just the show is firing on all cylinders. On Wednesdays is my show, The Animation Nation. We're covering Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes right now. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. On Saturdays is DC Alliance. And Sundays monthly is World's Finest True Believers. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the Geekverse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. They're covering The Acolyte right now. Clay has been joined by a couple guests for the last 2 episodes, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah, check those out when they go live. It's a very enjoyable discussion.
Katie's supposed to be coming back here really soon. So
Ooh, I'll be
yeah.
interested to hear Katie's thoughts as well. Actually, hear them because we do see some of them in the GUA chat about the Acolyte. I do enjoy the discussions. I'm not a part of them, but I do sit there, eat my popcorn, and watch the discussions about the Force and that between some of the people in that chat. I'm like,
I might have chimed in on a few of this.
I'm like, I enjoy this, guys. Like anything can work for me in Star Wars, but I enjoy this. I enjoy this. So yeah, on Thursdays. 9-10 p.m. Eastern Time is Marvel Alliance. On Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time ish, 7 to 8 is
Somewhere in there.
DC Alliance. All three of
Still
those
a question.
shows, all three of those shows also their own podcast feed. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, or Star Wars Alliance if you just want DC content, Marvel content, or Star Wars content only. But if you want all 7 shows on GUA Podcast Network, including this one, stay subscribed to GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. $1 tier is basically tip jar, like we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can, and the $5 tier is where you get your extras. You get your ad-free episodes, early access to episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Myself and Joe are going through all the DC films through the years. Up next, we have more than 24 entries. I was counting them when I did the DC Alliance 221. We have over 2 years of
Nice.
content on that show, which blows my mind. So yeah,
Wow.
over
Yeah.
24 pieces of content there, Joe. When I was counting them up, I'll be edited once it's done.
Because we started doing that. Did we start doing that when I joined DC
nope,
Alliance? It was just
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a couple months before. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a while, and so all those are up there. And our next entry is Superman Returns. That's going to come out at the end of this month. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out. I think I'm going to watch that movie this weekend. Actually, it came up on my memories on Facebook. Going home from softball to watch Superman Returns.
Nice.
This was pre-Man of Steel. This is like 2011. So
Okay.
yeah. I'm excited to talk about that with Joe. We also have the Marvel Alliance guys, Chris and Brent, doing their Tales from the House of X. Their favorite Fox Marvel films, Deadpool 1 and 2 are up there. The Wolverine is up there. They're obviously gearing up for the Deadpool Wolverine film. We also have Joe's Multiverse Minutes, where Joe's right now doing his Disney deep dives, where he takes a look at Disney film, not just telling you about what he liked and didn't like about the film. He's also telling you some inside tidbits, information that you can dig and find. But Joe's done that for you. So check those out as well. We thank everyone that's a patron. But if you're not a patron, if you can take a quick 30 to 60 seconds to rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice, it's always greatly appreciated. It helps other people find the shows, and that's always a good thing. Okay, Joe, we got 2 trailers technically. I'm still a little dismissive of the second trailer as a trailer.
I still haven't actually watched that yet.
Okay, well then when we watch it, you'll realize what I'm saying.
Oh, it's a teaser. I understand that, but
no, you'll really realize what I'm saying when we watched that one. But the first one is a full blown trailer, and I wasn't expecting to get this.
Same.
We got the Penguin trailer, Joe, and the Penguin's coming out in September. We talked about that last week, so it actually makes sense for Max to do this right now. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to talk about this trailer. Can't wait to watch this. Share my screen. Bring this up. Okay. Ready to rock, Joe.
Ready when you are.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Well, no, it's all good.
I forgot the 10-second teaser into the teaser.
Yeah, I still never understand why they do that.
I hate those. You know what the most frustrating one of those before we go forward was? It was the Justice League 2017, because every one of them had their own goddamn individual trailers about their own moments in the movie, and they're a thing released the day before, the 10-second teaser released the day before, and then next day released the 1 minute clip. It was the epitome of that. It was the epitome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
So the Penguin teaser starts.
Teaser. It's 2 minutes. It's a trailer.
But I gotta say, the first thing I want to stop and say, I love seeing this. I love that we're just going here. The events of the Batman, we're coming right off of that, and I just love
it just goes to show that this is coming directly after the end, and they even say here, this is the next chapter in the Batman saga,
which I love seeing that as well.
Yeah,
and look at Gotham. This again
looks destroyed.
Yeah, looks terrible, but looks good. So
yeah. Yes.
So yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Walking Dead places.
A little bit.
Help us. I didn't even notice that the first time. Help us written there.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's, and I do love how he's calling the madman for Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this building is? This is Arkham, or this is a different secure. This is different secure prison,
I mean,
right?
could be
Because
Blackgate.
yeah, because he's not Falcone's not in there.
Yeah, could be
As he's,
Blackgate. It's
he's
probably Blackgate.
I can't wait to see him and his character because I just love he's the best voice ever. He's
Mr.
just so great.
Krabs.
Yes, Lex.
Yep.
I'll be calling the shot. So Penguin's taking his shot, and like Joe said
He's
before,
trying.
in the Batman saga. So, and again, this looks fantastic. We have the Falcons, people like rallying against the Falcons. They're not doing great. And the Penguin wants to take control. I do love what they get time with him. But again, this is going to be a lot of Penguin monologue. This still feels a lot like Sopranos to me. Joe, I don't know if you watched Sopranos.
So I haven't. My girlfriend is currently watching it for the first time. I think she just finished up season 4.
It's superb.
And she's been like up and down on things because like she's invested and a lot of the drama of it all. Like she's in the story. So I definitely know a little bit what's going on because I've seen her watching it. So like I agree with you. We're definitely getting a Sopranos vibe. They're wanting to push that mob mentality. Like this is going to be a street level show, and it's going to be like the Sopranos.
And you know what, Joe? I think the comic world is starving for something like this. I think this is part of the reason why Daredevil was brought back down to the bare bones and started over again. I think that we've gotten away. I know, but I think we've gotten away a little bit from the street level comic book films and gone super fantastical for the most part. And I gotta say, I'm a bigger fan of fantastical. Like I'm not a big fan of Joker compared to watching another film with like pew pew bang bang. So yeah, when in terms of comic book films,
sure.
So, but I'm really intrigued to check this out. I can't wait. And is that the brother of like one of the Falcons there?
Because there were 2 Falcon brothers, and then I can't remember her name, the sister. So like there are 3 like children total. So it probably could be
Theo James.
Okay.
I think his name is. I can't remember. His Theo something. Yeah,
the actor. Yeah.
He's from Sons of Anarchy.
Shades. Shades from Luke Cage.
Luke Cage too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is not to be trifled with.
Like we know who all like they've announced who they're gonna be a while
We've
ago.
even talked about it.
I don't remember who they're gonna be.
And this is the Penguin protege, which is I think where we're going to get a bit of our comedy from.
Oh yeah, 100% there.
Oh my god. I don't think his things are going to end up well for him. And yeah, they're like, Penguin, you work for the family.
Yeah.
I think they say know your place.
Basically.
You'll do as you're told. And yeah, he's not doing as he's told. So, and I think she's going to team up with the Penguin. And she's going to be a player.
It was just revealed the other day that somebody in here is going to be playing a certain character. I can't remember who it.
Yes, it was cousin of Clayface, I think.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Carlisle.
And this is her saying, the Falcone. This is saying like a lot of people underestimated you, Oz, but I didn't.
Yeah, not me. Yeah, it's going to be. And if that is supposed to be the one Falcone daughter, which I believe it is.
It is, yes.
If I can remember her name, I can't remember.
I can't remember her name. I think it starts with an S. I want to say Sophia, but
it is Sophia. That's right. Yes. Because there was Albert, who was the little one who became the Long Halloween killer.
Yes.
And there was an older brother.
And then there was a bigger daughter too, right?
That
like
was Sophia.
Enforcer. Yeah. Okay. So she looked completely different here than what she did in the Okay. Yeah, and right here I want to pause it. Whoops, the volume was back out again. But here he's attacking the same guy that told him you work for the family, do as you're told.
Let me double check that.
There is a list on one of the sites here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cast here.
And yeah, Penguin, sign me up. Starting this September. Wish you would give a date if it's September. Like it's full. It's 3 months away.
Michael Kelly, who
Yeah.
that actor is, he's playing Johnny Vitti. So I don't know if that's obviously a mob boss somewhere.
Mhm.
I still just gotta say though, Colin Farrell looks great.
This
Like,
looks fantastic, Joe. This looks like a film. That's what I love about some of the streaming projects we get. They look like films to me, and this
well,
is
especially
film
when you
quality.
have the money, like HBO, allegedly has the money. I said allegedly, but it's Matt Reeves. That's
Yeah.
the big thing. It's Matt Reeves helming this, and that is where you're going to be getting the vision. Like because he knows he did the Batman, he can keep it with the vision of the Batman, and then obviously whatever vision he has for the Batman 2. And this should be a good tie-in. Like this will be a nice little in between that you can have, and that's one thing I've always wanted. And we're finally getting in this new era of movie TV stuff. But you have the movie, and you can watch just the movies, and that's it. But then you have a TV show that ties into that stuff. Like I've always wanted projects like that. I think back in the day, they had talked about a Dark Tower series like that, like a movie and then like a season to kind of get your everything ready for you. Like you don't have to watch that in between, which is nice. Now I'm wondering if this is essential watching for when the Batman Part 2 comes out, but I honestly don't think it is.
I don't
Like
think
I
it is.
think it's gonna be one of those things where they'll talk about it in the Batman movie and be like, yeah, so Oswald Cobblepot did this, he made this move here, and now he's at this point. And that's just all it is. Like if you want to find out any more information, then you go watch the Penguin TV show.
I think you're 100% right on the money there, Joe. I think that this is just going to be a Penguin story. You could even have Batman show up in the last
We've talked about that
episode to try and deal with some of the stuff. But then for the explanation for any of the audience that doesn't watch this show first before watching Batman Part 2, the Batman can just tell Alfred, when Alfred's like, Alfred, you just need like 2 lines. Alfred being like, Cobblepot is running things now, and then Batman can fill him in. And say,
I've been keeping tabs on him for X amount of months.
He just finished the war with the Falcones and came out on top or something like that. And then bam, you go on.
It's basically one of those things where like he was not cleaning up my mess, but he was handling things there, and I just let that happen because I couldn't deal with it at this moment.
And you and I and everyone who watched the Penguin show beforehand will be the Leonardo DiCaprio GIF, like sitting up pointing, being like, "Yeah, we know, we watched, we know what he's talking about." So, I think it's
100% was going to happen. Yep.
And that's completely fine for me. I just like that, and then you can branch out and tell other villain stories like that. Like you could have did a Riddler show before, not before Batman, but you know what I mean. If he wasn't the villain, let's say he wasn't villain for the first film, someone else was. You could do a Riddler show leading up to the next film as well, in my opinion. So there's so many possibilities with this. I just wonder how long it'll go.
I don't know. We'll see.
So let's take our first ad break of the evening. Listeners, we're an ad-supported network. We don't pick the ads or the volume. We're going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. We got another trailer to talk about. One that I wasn't expecting here today. I gotta give me a second here.
Yeah,
I want to get the closed captions up on that.
Sure. The one thing I do, because I think either yesterday or maybe it was all today, because obviously I was at work, so I couldn't really watch. But they did put out the cast of like the main characters here for Batman Cape Crusader, and I find it, I don't want to say funny, but I do find it very fun, if you will, that Diedrich Bader, who was the voice of Batman in Batman Brave and the Bold, is coming back. He's going to be the voice of Two-Face. I really do like that. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah,
same. I mean, I'm excited about that. So let me share my screen again. I found one here.
Good.
Share screen. Batman Cape Crusader share. Okay.
Sorry about
So
the talking.
unfortunately for you, you're not hearing this. This is all in the voice of Batman.
Nice. Yeah, Hamish. I can't remember.
You'll see in a second.
Yeah, there we go.
Because this is why I'm like I'm not sure if
Oh
this is
yeah,
like
this
a
is.
teaser.
I mean, it is a teaser. It's a teaser. It's not a trailer. It's a teaser because it's just literally naming everybody.
I think he says, and I'm such and such,
Mini Driver, really.
Jamie Chung, and Christina Ricci and
So
many
Jamie
more.
Chung is going to be
Hamish
Catwoman.
Linklater.
Yeah, dude, I loved him in Midnight no, yeah, Midnight Mass.
So yeah, they have some of the villains there as well. Uh, the list is in the Vanity Fair article that I shared. I'm excited. I wish we would have got some sort of actual Batman trailer footage there. You know, it's coming out in a month and a half or a month and a week. And we
Yeah,
still haven't
August,
talked about how
right?
we're going to cover that. Maybe we'll do 5 one week, 5 another week. Uh, who knows? With Kite Man coming around.
Dude, yeah, because we also got a Kite Man teaser as well that showed up today, right? So like
Yes.
it's
Well, no, the teaser didn't show up today. The announcement of when it was going to drop came
oh, is
today.
that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Again, that was no one I didn't get a chance to see.
So the Vanity Fair article, I'm just going to uh, touch on it because we didn't know who was playing Bruce Wayne until today.
Okay.
So it was Hamish Linklater, terrifying priest from Midnight Mass,
Love that.
Abraham Lincoln in the recent Manhunt series, and one of the doom predicting
Ooh.
traitors from The Big Short will play the new Bruce Wayne / Batman. In fact, he had difficulty keeping secret, at least from his children. I never in a million bajillion years imagined that I would get the part. Not only have I been cast to do voiceover work before this, but also never been cast, but also it's Batman. You don't go from zero to Mount Olympus, Linklater said. Then I got a call and screamed so loud and just ran and grabbed my kids and just was like, Dad's Batman.
Love it. That's awesome.
And as Dennis says, even now, most of the supporting characters' voices remain cloaked, but 2 other major figures can be revealed. Christina Ricci will voice Jewel Thief Catwoman and her socially alter ego Selena Kyle, while Deirdre Bader will take on the smarmy and corrupt Gotham City District Attorney Harvey Dent, who becomes a double-crossing villain Two-Face. So these are a bit different takes on these characters.
Yeah.
Chung's performance as Harley Quinn is
Yeah,
radical
Jamie Chung.
departure,
Yeah.
from the madcap Brooklyn accent typically associated with the character, who will soon be played by Lady Gaga this fall. Had to throw that in there. Batman Kate Crusader significantly reimagines her villainous origin story as well. Chung's Dr. Harleen Quizell is still a psychiatrist, but one who chooses wrongdoing on her own rather than being driven insane by the Joker, who is not present in her life, at least not yet. If anything, this version of Harley Quinn, as a self-appointed vigilante, has more in common with Batman himself, since her crime spree involves capturing and manipulating the wealthiest of Gotham citizens.
I'm fine with that.
So yeah, that's uh pretty crazy there. It's produced by J.J. Abrams and the Batman filmmaker Matt Reeves. Batman Kate Crusader hits a number of nostalgia points. First 10 episode animated series draws its look from the original 1939 illustrations that introduced the DC Comics characters. Secondly, it's overseen by showrunners that we already talked about, Bruce Timm and James Tucker. The 2018 to 2011 Brave and the Bold. I forgot Tucker was working on this as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think they have a little bit here about Two-Face as well, if I can see it. So Tim describes Bruce Wayne as a persona that Batman himself has cultivated to throw people off his scent. Deep down inside, he's not a fun guy. He's not a charming. He's not sexy or anything like that. He's devoted to warring on crime 24/7. Hamish was really the only one who nailed exactly what we were going for.
I'm curious if they're going, since they're taking inspiration from the 1939 from the original iteration, if they're going to use that backstory as well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everybody knows the backstory. The Waynes get killed. he vows vengeance, yada yada yada. In the original, his original origin, his actual backstory, he was just a rich guy that was bored. Became
Yeah.
Batman that way. So like I'm curious if that's what's. I doubt it will be, but considering how it sounds like Harley and Catwoman are going to be, but I don't know. We'll see.
It also says here about the show, Joe, while the new show is not R-rated or explicitly violent or sexual, unlike the ultra raunchy and savage Harley Quinn, is a bit more sinister and complex, targeting grown-up fans of the DC character. Batman's fans come in all ages, and although Caped Crusader may have the bright, clear lines of an after-school cartoon, its stories are surprisingly sophisticated. And this is like, we are aiming this show at the same age group that watches Harry Potter movies or Marvel movies, says Tim.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, okay. Among the romances on the new show is on the toxic Batman versus Catwoman relationship. I wouldn't call what they have romantic per se. It's more chemical, Tucker says. And I think there's finally a thing here. Harleen Quinzel, we saw all the voice actors there. There isn't much about Catwoman. So the Two-Face of it all, Batman Caped Crusader versus the polarity of Two-Face. It says, in a sense, while most versions have made him the story of a good man who burns scars, turn him maniacal, this show starts him out as a corrupt DA who uses his position to help rich criminals evade justice. We thought, well, what if he starts off as kind of a schnook? And then when he gets his face disfigured for the first time in life, he actually feels empathy for other people, Tim says. Two-Face is still a bad guy, but like Harley, he's lashing out for what he believes is a noble cause, like Batman himself. All of them live outside the line for what they consider righteous reasons.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. Yes, you have my interest peaked, that is for certain.
I mean, it's yes, definitely, but it's also one of those things where we're getting a surprising amount of DC content this year. I'm actually kind of happy.
I mentioned that to Snell today when I was like, first of all, this is like a tick for going on Fridays of all the content we got in the last 2 days and last week as well. But also, like, we have in August we have 10 episodes of this. We have
September starts Penguin.
My Adventures with Superman for another 5 weeks. Depending, I think 10 episodes this season, maybe.
I believe so. Yeah,
we
just had episode
5. We're talking about tonight.
Was episode 5?
Yep, episode 6 tonight. So online or on TV.
Oh,
so
tomorrow.
Then we have the Penguin in September. We have Joker
in October. Kite Man
in July.
Yeah.
We got Dead Boy Detectives that we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
And Sandman's coming at some point because Netflix don't drop those teaser trailers for nothing.
No, but
like that probably is going to drop. I wouldn't be surprised not to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it before 2024 ends.
I would be surprised if we did. But then again, it's Netflix, so who knows?
Yeah. So it's a fun time for DC, Joe, to be honest with you. Some of our other news here. J.M. DeMatteis reveals that he wrote an episode for season 2 of Batman Caped Crusader as well.
Very cool.
There's several comic creators involved with this show in writing. Ed Brubaker, Greg Rucka, Mark Bernardin, and J.M. DeMatteis. I didn't know Mark Bernardin was involved. Oh, gee, that's pretty cool.
That is actually kind of cool, yeah. I think I knew about Brubaker. I didn't know about...
I did know about Brubaker as well.
Rucka.
We did. So this is the thing I alluded to a little bit before about the news, in Joe's theory of 6 episodes for a season.
Saying.
So that's why I said we can't rule it out, because if it was a 3-hour premiere with another
3-hour
episode next,
definitely not happening.
Like, okay, yeah, we're going to get the full 10 episodes. So it's going to be the final season of Superman and Lois premieres October 17th. Another thing in October that we'll be talking about. 2-hour season premiere. For the show via Bam Smack Pow for that information. I'm excited about this show, Joe. Luthor is ready to strike. There is no next season, so we can have a finality to it. Like, Superman does not have to survive per se.
He will, but
I hope he does. But like there is a possibility, especially with the way this Lex has been, that
Well, I
Superman
mean,
might have to sacrifice himself for his family or something. So, or we could be getting the death of Superman right away. Like that could be the Doomsday death of Superman. That could be right away, and then he comes back. I hope not.
see, I
I hope
don't
he's
think they're
there the
gonna.
whole season.
I honestly don't think they're gonna do the Death of Superman here. I don't think they're gonna do it at all. If I'm,
I hope so. I hope not.
if
I hope not.
um, I can definitely see him getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
But I also see him probably succeeding. It'll be one of those things where that Superman, because it was a Superman
It was
variant.
Bizarro kind of.
Yeah.
Like
That
from the
turned
other
into-
from the upside down world.
I definitely see him like realizing he's wrong and probably like pull his punches or something. Like I think he'll be. I think it's gonna be the one episode, and then it's gonna be it. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see, because it's only gonna be 6 episodes long. So
That's what I mean. If it goes over 6, then the 7th episode, I'm gonna have a parade. I'm gonna have like
That's
a
fair.
7
That's
side.
uh-huh.
Like, okay, so we have a couple little things before we're done here with the news, and it's some Superman shots.
Before we do that,
so-
you want to take another break, just in case?
Yeah, we'll take potentially our final ad break. Listeners, we're an ad-supported network. We don't pick the ads or the volume. I'm going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. Let's get into some of these Superman shots from Superman 25. Let me open up these and move these to the back. We got a few things here. City of Metropolis sign. LexCorp stuff here. Hold on. Daily Planet banners.
Mm-hmm.
Daily Planet gold sign, which I thought looked really cool as well in the inside of the building, which I assume is going to be the planet. We got the Daily Planet globe as well, because it was on a couple pieces of memorabilia. You can see the globe on that yellow banner. You see the globe sticking up off the planet.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But then you also, the next picture or next link has it. It's there itself, like they're loading it up. Yeah.
And then we got greetings from Metropolis. And I'm gonna be honest with you,
cool.
the signage, and like some of the banner stuff, that all reminds me of Superman the animated series. If I'm being
it does
honest
a
with
little
you.
bit.
Yeah, like I felt like Superman the animated series was like looking to the city of the future. Compared to like Gotham is like looking to this grum, dirty dumpster fire. So I feel I get that from the sign. So I thought that was cool. There's a Stag Industries. I didn't copy every picture or anything. There's some Stag Industries stuff as well.
Okay.
There's some stuff for what's his name, Maxwell Lord.
Nice. We know he was going to be in the movie, so yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, he's coming. I'm trying to think. So yeah, it's pretty cool, Joe. I'm excited. I know, like, I wouldn't prefer not to see some of these shots, if I'm being honest with you, just see them in the trailer. But they're starved for Superman content. And I'm surprised because I didn't put this in the notes, but it just came up in their GUA chat. Gunn is saying he won't attend San Diego Comic-Con this year.
Because he'll be filming.
Yes.
Which I remember earlier this year, people asking him, and he said the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not really... I know news was slow for some of those trades, but like
for me,
we knew this.
I think WB values that festival down in Brazil. In South America.
Is it Cannes?
No, it's like XF. It's like some weird multiple letters. CCX something.
I know they've had multiple different. Every time they go there, they
went
drop
out for
something.
like the first Wonder Woman film and stuff like that. So I think that might be where we see something first. But I wish we would have given even just a little teaser of him flying or something at SDCC and bring out the cast. But
honestly, I'm happy that Gunn is kind of playing all this close to his chest.
Yes,
mainly because for that reason alone, what you just said, like you want that teaser there, but we don't need it.
No,
we don't need to have it. The more teaser, the more products that you put out there, the more diluted everything gets.
Take your time with this too. Like I
Exactly.
remember the Flash. Like I still can't
That's
get
what
over
I'm
walking
saying.
into seeing that and being like, okay, they
But
held
like,
this movie for like a year and a half. This got to be amazingly flawless. And no, it looked like I did some of the CGI work. I obviously it's just because of the time for some of the like that's what it was. Like
it
the time crunch was
it was
massive for
definitely a time crunch. I think what Muschietti's vision was a little bit weird, because there were definitely some effects that were great, but like the time ball was why.
yes. There's
And
sometimes when two flashes are looking, I'm like, you're supposed to be identical, and one of you looks
there
like the monster of another.
there
Like,
was a so the scene when both Flashes and Kara like come into the battlefield and they stop and it pans around to see the battle. Somebody I saw a post on, I think probably Twitter, and they were like, "Yeah, I've seen better gameplay footage that like then you start playing the game better
yeah,
than what this scene was." I'm like, "Yeah, you're
I
not
can't argue with
wrong."
you. Like, we enjoyed the story of it all, like
Correct.
this heartfelt story, but it's really jarring to like
And
when you're
again,
literally
it's
basing part of your movie on Man of Steel, and I'm
and,
watching, I'm like, this looks 100 times worse than Man of Steel, and that time made the quality
yeah.
of the story and just like visually, what am I looking at here? Like,
Well, and you know, I don't know. I've talked to my neighbor, and I don't know exactly how many movies use multiple different special effects
oh, every
groups.
one of them do. Those big movies are using so much. So like, if you think a thing is special effects, like one like a person's special effects heist might not have anything to do with that scene at
Exactly.
all.
Yes. Yeah,
So
because he did tell me like what scenes his personal
and like we
group worked
said,
on.
some of this stuff looks fantastic. So
Mm-hmm.
again, like the proper time given to the proper people definitely made some of the scenes, but they definitely didn't do that with the whole thing, and that's why
Yeah,
I'm hoping Superman 25 is.
and that's what I'm saying.
I
That's
have faith in
yeah,
Gunn, but Gunn's not
I
going
do
to put
too.
anything out that doesn't have to come out. And I feel like even though Flash came out and it wasn't good in terms of looking, I think that he just wanted to get rid of those 4 films and start anew. Just wanted to cut and burn and start new. So they were coming out regardless at that point.
Yeah.
So okay, we have some. It was some game art. I did see it when it was shared, but it got taken away for the Wonder Woman Monolith's Wonder Woman game.
Didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah. Oh, we talked about this a while back, though.
Doesn't mean I knew it was a thing.
So it's. Can I even read that now?
This image has been removed in response to a report from the copyright holder.
Yeah. So there was a description. Apparently, it's been removed again since I got a new copy. Unfortunately.
Oh, somebody else had posted. No, that was a couple days ago. That's something different. It says the game will mainly take place in Themyscira as Cersei has invaded Themyscira.
According to analysts, the models will feature Cersei invading Themyscira with an army of monsters. Players will meet iconic DC characters like Cheetah and unique enemies using the Nemesis system, engage in fast-paced combat, and explore Themyscira's open world. That sounds appealing.
It's not really open world. It's just an island.
Well, we might be able to go off the island.
Into
Wonder
water?
Woman is a single-player action-adventure game set in a dynamic open world. The third player experience will allow players to become Diana of Themyscira and be introduced to an original story set in the DC universe. At the same time, which features the Nemesis system, this game is not being designed as a live service.
So you think they'll have her lassoing clouds swinging around?
God, no. Or riding the lightning.
Just saying.
I didn't read the DC universe before. Like, are they talking DCU? Because he did say like TV movie. He said gaming every time. He's always said gaming.
He did say gaming, and we didn't
Holy
understand what
crap.
that meant. Not now.
No, but like This third-player experience will allow players to become Diana of Themyscira and be introduced to an original story set in the DC universe.
Oh,
That is like exactly what it says here, the DC universe. So James Gunn was right that movies, games, that's what people are commenting under it. Uh, and this game is not being designed as a live service, which makes sense. If you designed a game that was tied into your movie universe and it was a live service, I think people
oh, you totally screwed.
burn you to the stake.
Yeah.
Also, you got to learn from the mistakes of some of these other games.
100%. That's interesting. That does
Very
kind of the fact that the pictures and stuff got pulled. Maybe it's true.
I
maybe
do
this is
think
actually a thing.
I think my antennas are up a little bit more because of that, Joe. Because I can't find it's concept art. It's not even pictures of the game. It's literally like concept art from the game, and they pulled it, and the description you can't even get in. And it's obviously someone copied the description and put it in a few different tweets. And yeah, that's one that I found there. And if it is from the DCU, that would be a very interesting way to introduce Wonder Woman to the DCU. Because again, that Wonder Woman is so established with the general audience now, you don't need to show her bare bones becoming Wonder Woman anymore. You could just have Wonder Woman show up and everyone's like, oh, that's Wonder Woman. She has lasso and...
Yeah, but same goes for Batman, same goes for Superman.
Yeah, and that's what we're getting with Batman, and Superman's already established. So we're getting a story for Diana. That could have happened prior to Superman being established or Batman being established. This story in the universe. She could be 150. She could be 250.
That's true.
So
I mean, it's Cersei attacking, so it could have been 100 years prior to the events of Superman.
I also don't think it's a mistake either that it is Cersei when people were been clamoring for that to be the villain in the second one, and it didn't end up being her, but people wanted her to be the villain.
I mean, she could have easily been the villain in the third one. That is never happening.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's still in jail for that one. She did some shit, Joe. She did some shit that's pretty illegal.
I mean, never mind. That's a thin line I don't want to cross. All right, hey, let's go to the last bit here.
Last thing, which is Kite Man is releasing on HBO Max on July 18th. Doesn't know if it's full series, if it's weekly episodes, but we will talk about this show for sure. At the very least, the first episode.
I would be considering that it's a limited series. Show? I will be mad. Well, we already know he's on the show. Just how much of the show he's going to be on. Yeah. I'll be interested to see, because of the popularity of Harley Quinn, if this one doesn't go weekly. Plus, it's Max. Max doesn't really do a lot of just straight drop the full series.
No, they don't.
They tend to do weekly.
I hope they do.
It's Prime and Netflix that do the drop the full series.
It all depends because Harley Quinn, like you mentioned, had to deal with similar to My Adventure with Superman, where it would go up on
a different thing first. Yeah. Well, so Harley Quinn was going on DCU. No, wait, what was it? Whatever that app was way back when.
DC Universe.
Yeah, it was DC Universe. Yeah. There first, and then it would hit over to Max, and then it just kind of rolled into having, the weekly stuff. So I would not be surprised if Kite Man does the same thing going weekly.
I'll be really interested to see how that plays compared to Harley Quinn. Okay, Joe, we have a couple shows to talk about before we end our day. We don't have any Smallville retro recaps anymore because, well, not anymore for the next month or two because they're on hiatus.
Yep.
But we'll be getting into season 5 when they come back. I can't wait. But right now we're talking about My Adventure with Superman, season 2, episode 5, Most Eligible Superman. So, what'd you think about this episode, Joe?
So I really like this episode starting out. Very beginning when Perry pulls Clark and Lois in and it's whispering, it's hey, you two need to do this, and then Kat miraculously hears what's going on. That was great. Love that. I'll say budding romance between Kara and Jimmy just reminded me of the Supergirl TV show, which is awesome. And then the surprise that we got that Kara was the giant robot-looking thing that we thought was General Zod. So that was shocking, and I'm
Yes.
happy to be wrong. Happy to
Same,
be wrong.
same. And I right there with you. I really enjoyed this episode. I loved the Jimmy and Kara stuff probably most,
Mhm.
especially at the end. She
It
was
was
like,
sweet. It was
"Do
really
you have
sweet.
enemies, Jimmy? I will smite." I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god!" So yeah, and it's obviously Clark who she's looking for. That works out so well. Clark and Lois are having communication issues, which is another thing. And again, this finale, the final scene of this is pretty like whoa.
Yeah.
She just bodies him. She's easily stronger than Clark. He does use that, and that blue light thing. I have questions about that the whole time. The blue energy that he uses at times.
So what he was using there was his freeze breath.
Yeah.
So the last episode,
Sometimes his like eyes turn blue, and
the
he uses
last episode, when he had like the shield around him, that I don't know what that is. But this current episode, yeah, he got whatever, but like you could tell around like his bone line, the chin line, it like was some ice crystals. It was
Okay.
freeze breath.
Okay. So yeah, I do. Again, I love that last fight. I'm glad Lex Luthor wasn't around to make it worse for Superman.
I mean, Hank Henshaw was there.
Yeah,
Which,
and which that plays well too. That's
yeah.
right up the alley. They're setting up stuff for the future.
Man, I'm loving this. I'm loving the
I know,
show.
this show is so great, and I love how Lois gets jealous of Superman, even though she tells him to act like he's the singlest single
Yeah.
arrived. And yeah, ultimately it ends with Kara capturing Superman and going off with him. So, do you think she's the slave to Brainiac, Joe? Do you think that's who she's talking to?
I
or
mean,
just
so
Primus?
she calls him Primus, and I would venture the guess that that's just Brainiac. Like it's probably a pseudonym somewhere. Like,
and he only took interest in Clark the moment he used that blue
exactly.
power. So,
once he showed a new power that Kara probably didn't have, he's like, I want him now. He needs to be alive. You can't destroy him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think ultimately Kara will turn good and help him escape.
Because we saw that, like she was a little hesitant at first, and then even when she does put the casket case around him, she looked at Jimmy and was hesitant to really leave as well.
Yeah, and she has that little bit of like Jimmy being kind to her. I do think that'll go a long way.
I think so too.
So yeah, really can't wait to see the next episode. I know it drops tomorrow. I'll try to wait till closer to DC Alliance days just so I remember more.
I usually forget until the night before.
It's a choice for me because I don't want to forget. Okay, Joe, we will, I guess, wait for the machine who would be Empire. That is the next episode.
Gee, I wonder who the machine is.
So our last thing to talk about tonight is the Dead Boy Detectives, episode 5, The Case of Two Dead Dragons. So, Joe,
this episode was fun. I'm really liking the show. Because it's been, a month and a half almost now, since the show came out, and I'm like, still haven't heard any news about this show getting renewed. So I happened to look up if this show has if it got renewed. I did find one article saying that the creator has ideas for a season 2 and a season 3 if it goes that far. I stopped looking because the next few words were because of this that happened at the end. I'm like, nope, stop, go. I don't want spoiled. But no, this episode in particular, we get the Dead Boy Detectives. Their case is to these two high school kids enlist their services because they were murdered and they want to find out who killed them. So obviously the boys with Crystal go to try and figure out, start asking questions. And then everybody at school was like, oh, these guys were great. They did this, they did that. They're the best guys ever. And then all three of them are like, yeah, that's weird. Nobody's that good.
No.
Um,
You know what I loved about this episode
is it
was
the
the
Nico,
side story. Yeah, the
Nico
side
and
story.
Jenny, and I can't remember the other chick's name.
The crazy chick that wanted to
Now, look, Maxine, thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I've got a thing for like goth chicks of sorts. So Jenny is just like right up my alley. She is very attractive. So like, yeah, I'm also invested in that. And Nico is being genuine when she's trying to help out with Jenny's secret admirer. And then when she accidentally stumbles across the person who it is, she sets up a nice little date for the two of them. And then it looks like it's going great. Like they are both having a good time until Maxine says the one line of, "Oh, you also look great in your oversized nightshirt." And I'm like, "Wait, hold on. Why did you say that?"
Everyone, including what's her name, is to say
Jenny is like, "Wait,
Jenny's
hold on,
like,
what?" Then
she's like, "I need you to leave, Maxine," and Maxine snaps and tries to kill her.
Yep.
And ultimately, Maxine slips and her head goes through a nail. Well,
yeah,
or a spike or something. For I assume it's
I think it's for meat. Yeah, but like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and
like,
tough look for Jenny there.
I know Nico felt really bad because like, this is my fault. I pushed this. I mean, yes and no.
The Magic 8-Ball told you, Nico, but you thought it was broken.
That is true. Very true.
Should have listened there.
With the main story, we do get that the boys find out what's going on. It was the two kids.
Girlfriend of one of the guys. She sent him pictures, and he sent them to his buddy and was going to send them to everybody else.
Yeah,
she wanted to knock them out and take their phones and delete it. Instead, she put too much of eye drops or something in their beers, and they both died.
Yep.
And then she tried to get rid of it. I thought the tree with the eyes was actually going to be like a monster. Like we've seen that multiple times with things. So I was shocked that wasn't it. That was just a weird ass tree.
Yeah. Did you see what Twitchy Richie? Did you see the shirt he had on?
No, I didn't see the shirt.
It was a Doom Patrol shirt.
Oh, nice. Okay,
yeah.
That works even more. And he was so weird in this. You went too hard to try to make him be the main suspect. Like I knew the moment I seen Twitchy, I was like, yeah, you're not the guy.
Well, but he was. That's the thing. He turned out to be one of the guys.
Well, he helped. He helped dispose
her.
the body. That's all.
She's the accomplice.
Well, yeah, they made it out seem to be that it was going to be like
he was
demon.
The one that did it. Yeah,
he had a demon in him that was going to kill him. So yeah, again, but those guys, they ultimately found out those guys aren't good guys. And
they're complete assholes.
Really saddens Charles because he wanted them to be good guys. He considers himself a good guy, but he's had moments of anger, and he basically says, "I need to sort this shit out."
Yep.
One final thing, we have Crystal tells David the demon that she's not letting him have his body anymore. No way.
Yeah, he still tries. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna find a way to.
He said, I get everything I want.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we do get a final scene with Monty and Edwin, where Edwin is kind of like expressing his feelings, and Monty, whom, if you remember, is the witch's familiar, who was a crow that she turned into a human to basically seduce Edwin and try to screw with him. He took it as Edwin had feelings for him, so he reciprocated and went and kissed him, and Edwin's like, yeah, no, I wasn't talking about you.
And that is observed by the Cat King and his cat subjects.
Yeah. I mean, so last episode, we got the scene where Edwin was daydreaming about Charles, and I'm wondering if I think
he's talking about Charles, not Cat King.
I don't know. I think he might be talking about the Cat King.
Really interested to see how this plays out, Joe, because we have issues with Charles and Crystal as well.
Yeah, there's some things that, like,
I don't know how it's going to play out.
Those two being together, like, is fun. Like, I don't mind that, but obviously she came out of a terrible relationship, and Charles reminded her of the demon because of the things he did to the night nurse.
Yeah.
So she
When
is
he
kind
was
of
just trying
backing
to
off.
when he's trying to save Edwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'm liking the dynamics that's working in the show.
Well, we got 4 episodes left or 3?
There is a total of 8.
8.
So I think we got 3
Grand.
episodes left.
Yep, 3
Yeah.
episodes left. Okay. That pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah. As
Big yawn there at the end.
I mean, it is like 9 o'clock.
10 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yeah.
I want to thank you, listeners, for listening. We'll be back next week with more DC Alliance. Obviously, we'll be talking about another episode of My Adventure with Superman and another episode of Dead Boy Detective. I almost said Doom Patrol. Caught myself.
Well.
Until then, see you, everyone.
Bye, guys.